Welcome back. Let's talk about adding characters and changing point values for different things. And so, a couple of quick ways to add characters. So, obviously, you could, if you wanted more than one apple to fall, for example. So, in mine, I have apples falling. If I wanted more than one apple to fall, the easiest way to get a second apple is if I right click on this first apple, I can choose duplicate. And the great thing about duplicating that apple is now I have a second apple, but notice that both apples have the same code. And so not only are you duplicating the sprite, but you're also duplicating the code. And so that's a quick way to add another character, especially if you want the character to look like the first character. And I don't mind having two falling apples. And both apples are going to change the score by 1 point, and I'm fine with that. But let's say that I want another character. Let's say that I want something else to fall that I don't want to catch, or that will maybe make me lose points. So if I go in and let's search for sprites here. So I'm going to go to food. And let's say that, let's see, what don't I want to catch? I think that catching cheesy puffs, because they're not healthy for you, might be a bad thing. So I'm going to add cheesy puffs as another sprite. And there we go. Now it's showing up. It's being a little slow. So my cheesy puffs are there, but my cheese puffs have no code. And so on the apples, we coded them to fall, and we coded them to play a sound and give you points and respawn back up to the top in a random position when you hit the bowl. And so we want the cheese puffs to be able to have the same capabilities. So we can come down here to the backpack. So right now I'm on the apple because I'm going to use that same code for the apple. And it's loading my backpack. We'll see if, oh, I've already got some stuff in there. I'm going to go ahead and delete my other code that's in there just so that it doesn't confuse you. And you should have already learned about the backpack in our tutorial videos last week. So my backpack is now empty. So I'm going to take, and let's grab this top piece of code, which is what determines or what tells our object to fall. And I'm going to drag it down into the backpack until the backpack turns a dark blue. And I'm going to drop it in there. And then I'm going to take this second piece of code, which is what is determining the points and the sound when it hits the bowl. I'm going to bring it down and let the backpack turn blue. So now I have both pieces of code in there. So now I can come over to my cheesy puffs and I can bring that code in on the cheesy puffs. The weird thing is when you bring code in from the backpack, it will go on top of the other one. And so you might have to move it around a little bit. Okay. So the falling code, which is this one right here, will stay the same because you want the cheesy puffs to respawn at the top and fall down to the bottom. And but the thing that you might want to change is maybe because the cheesy puffs are bad, you might want to change the score. So instead of giving you 1 point, you might want to take away 1 point. So you would put a -1 in there. You could also change the sound. Instead of a pop, which is maybe the positive sound for getting good points for the apple, maybe you'd want to go to the sounds category and come down here and choose a new sound, which might be a sound that would indicate that you're getting something that you don't want to get. So maybe we'll use this one. Yeah, we'll use that one. So I'm going to bring in that sound. I'm going to come back to the code and I'm going to change it to that sound. So you have to load in the new sound before you can put it into that sound block. Okay, so now if we hit play, my apples are giving me positive points, but my cheesy puffs are going to take away points. So that is something to think about, that you could change your game with something that would take away points. Just an idea. Test it out and see if you like it.